Hello everyone, my name is Stephen and in this lecture you will learn about the variables in Metasploit. In the Metasploit framework, we often need to configure certain values for our exploits. So here are some of the commonly used and crucial variables that most exploits have. However, this variable names might change from exploit to exploit, but these are the default namings for exploit variables here. So for lhost, this variable holds the IP address of the attackers. Remember, attackers system, the one that initiating the exploit. Lport here, this variable contains the local port number of the attackers system. Remember, attackers. So in most cases, we will use this for our. So in most cases, we will be attacker here, and that's why this is our local port. And this is particularly important when we expect our exploit to establish a reverse shell connection here. And we also have our host here, which is a remote host. So this variable stores the IP address of our target system, and we also have our hosts here. So we can set this variable if we intend to launch an exploit against multiple targets simultaneously. So for instance, we can define our hosts as a range like 192, 168, 0.124, or even provide a file containing the target IP using the format rhosts, for example, file like folder name or folder name here or file name here, file address like this, file here, opt and targets.txt. And yeah, so this is the R hosts is used to launch an exploit against multiple targets simultaneously. And lastly, we have this R port here, which is remote port. So this variable specifies the port number on the target system that we plan to attack or exploit. For example, if we are initiating a FTP vulnerability, R port will be set to 21, which is 21 is the port for FTP protocol. And now that we have explored these variables, let's take some common commands for assigning values to these variables. The first I'm going to talk about is the get command here. That's actually clear. So get command. So this command is used to retrieve the value stored in a particular local variable within the Metasploit framework. For instance, you might want to see the IP address of the target system you have configured for a specific exploit, and its syntax, it's simply just get here, and we also have gets, actually not gets, get g here, and we will use this practically here. So get g here, so this similar to the get command here. The get g command retrieves the value from a global variable, so its syntax is simply get g here, and by using these commands you can effectively manage and retrieve values in the Metasploit framework for your security assessments and penetration testing practices. And exploring the set and set g commands now here. Set and set g. In Metasploit framework, the set command lets you give a new value to a local variable like rhost, rport, allhost, and lp port here. So, but this value only applies to this current session. And on the other hand, the set g command here lets you set a new value to a global variable, making it available for repeated use. So here is how you use them. So in order to use the set here, firstly you will enter the variable name, in this case, for example, my target IP here, address here, and after that you will need to enter value with space here. So after space, one space after this variable name And after that, for example, 192 here. That's it. And we can also set this set G here. So in this case, my global target IP address here, and here. And here, that's it. We defined two values here. And managing variables with, we can also manage these variables with onset and onset G here, which I will talk just now. But first, actually, as you can see, when we use set, we can CR, and we can also get, for example, get my target IP address. And as you can see, we can get this. And we can also get my get G here, my target IP address, and as you can see here, we can also get this. We can also get global IP address, so actually global target IP address, and as you can see, we can get those variables that we defined earlier. And we can also manage variables with onset and onset G commands. So these onset commands help you clear the value and set in which it is clear the value set in local variable using the set command here. So while the onset command clears the value in a global variable set with the set G command here. So for example, to onset the local variable, remember we onset my, as you can see, my global and my target is local variable. And as you can see here, unsetting here, and as you can see, we only left this global here. So let's actually try if we can unset the global variable with this unset here, and not using the and set. And as you can see here, no entries in data store. And these commands are demonstrated here in this lecture. And also keep in mind that when working with most modules in the Metasploit framework, you should follow the 4 steps here. The one is the use command to select the desired Metasploit frame module. Employ the show options command to see a list of required variables for the chosen module here. Actually, let's use this here. So use let's search the eternal blue here, and this, yeah, eternal blue, and we will use the use exploit Windows SMB here, MS10 04 here, yeah. And as you can see here, now we are using this, and we can show options, and as you can see here, we have lhost allport here, file name, folder name for this, this is, as you can see here, the payload is reverse TCP, the reverse TCP shell, and the model is this, right? We have file name, folder name, shares, server host, server port here. And yeah, the Metasploit framework is supported by Rapid7 and has an active development community, so new vulnerabilities are frequently discovered in various systems. And when such vulnerabilities are found, it's highly likely that you can find ready-to-use exploits within this Metasploit framework, as we are using that now. And as the third option here, remember, as a third option, we need to utilize the set command to provide values for the necessary variables here. So set serve srv host here to, for example, 28.1.23.64, and now we set the srv host, and after that we will need to execute the model with the pre-configured variables using the run command here. And let's go to here and run. And as you can see here, start at reverse TCP handler on this IP address is our local IP address, and file available at this here. Exploit failed because there's no such IP address that has this one. I doubt that even this IP address exists. It lives in some computer. And as you can see, exploit failed, bin failed. The address is already in use or unavailable. That's it. And in summary, we began this section by providing an overview of the Metasploit framework's structure, including auxiliaries, payloads, exploits, NOPs, post, encoders, and evasion. And we introduce you to the MSF console and common commands like help, show, banner, connect, and more. Additionally, we explained the essential variables and how to assign values to them using commands like set and setg, unsetg, getg, and so on. We also discussed the importance of keeping your Metasploit framework up to date. And in next section, we will explore how to use Metasploit framework for information gathering and enumeration on target system. My name is Stefan, and I'm awaiting you in next lecture.